Hi guys, welcome back on Sports Kabri. Curious Harry, Arun Foot, and Indian Food and Football. Shine is not here with us today, so is Rahul Naresh, and hopefully both of them will be joining us from tomorrow or day after. Very interesting match took place. A very much awaited match took place and ended just a few minutes back. I'm honestly kind of very uh, elated for FC Goa because I think they're doing tremendous. Seven matches played and top of the table. Hiren, I'll go to you first. Your thoughts.
I think hello to everyone first of all, and I think deserving victory for the FC Goa. To be honest, I think जिस तरह का मैच उन्होंने खेला है और जिस तरह के चांसेस particularly first half में create किए, I think score line would be easily in the first half should be 2-0 3-0 हो सकती थी. जितने मतलब सारे के सारे अगर आप देखिए, मैं वन बाय वन अगर आपको काउंट कराऊँ तो I think सबसे पहला तो आई थिंक रोलिन बोर्जिस ने जो पहला ही शॉट लिया था, आई थिंक कितने 12th मिनट के अराउंड, वो एक सबसे बढ़िया चांस था. उसके लिए यहाँ पे नवाज सादिक को एक चांस मिला था, उसने भी वो मिस किया. उसके बाद संदेश चिंगान को एक चांस मिला था एट द एंड ऑफ द जस्ट बिफोर द फर्स्ट हाफ, वो भी एक बढ़िया चांस था. फिर आपका क्या बोलते कि विक्टर रोड्रिगस को एक चांस मिला था. फिर बोरिस को एक बढ़िया सा चांस मिला था, उसका भी मतलब क्या बोलते कि शॉट यहाँ पे ब्लॉक हो गया था. तो फर्स्ट हाफ में देयर आर लॉट ऑफ चांसेस क्रिएटेड बाय एफसी गोवा, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो फिनिश नहीं कर पाए. या फिर जो क्या बोलते हैं केरला ब्लास्टर की ओर से वो क्या बोलते कि काफी कुछ क्रूशियल ब्लॉक्स, एक हॉर्मी पंप का एक काफी क्रूशियल ब्लॉक था, एक द्रिंसिक का एक वो हैंड पे मतलब बॉडी के क्लोज वो लगा था. तो उसके चलते स्कोर लाइन मतलब क्या बोलते कि 1 नहीं थी. एंड सेकंड हाफ में आई थिंक केरला ब्लास्टर लुक्स लिटिल बिट मच बेटर कंपेरेटिव. थोड़ा इंटेंसिटी उन्होंने बढ़ाई, लेकिन स्टिल वो मतलब गोल फाइन नहीं कर पाए. एंड फर्स्ट हाफ में जो पेपरे का वो चांस था, देयर शुड बी अ गोल. मतलब क्वेमे पेपरे वुड बी रियली रियली डिसअपॉइंटेड जिस तरह से उन्होंने वो 10th मिनट के अराउंड वो मिस किया 1 वर्सेस 1 में. सो ओवरऑल अ वेरी गुड मैच, क्लोज फाइट, बट आई थिंक ओवरऑल अगर आप देखें तो एफसी गोवा हैज यू कैन से कि क्रिएटेड मोर चांसेस, more clear cut chances, and they deserve to win. So scoreline is 1-0 and they are top of the table with the unbeaten run continues.
Arnav, your thoughts on the game.
Well, I think Hiren has summed it up quite well. I think Goa were in control of this game, um, and showed the maturity a Manolo Marquez coach side has. And it reminded me a lot about last season, about Hyderabad FC when they were winning a lot of games 1-0, even though they had the chances to score. And Kerala Blasters, to me, again, a talented side, but I think they need a year or two more to really be able to challenge the top sides. I think that Homipam, Bibin, these players need a little bit more of ISL experience to be able to step up. They have the potential, they are showing it, but I think it's not consistent enough. And you saw the experience of how Raulin Borges scored that goal, right? And the class that Raulin Borges has. So for me also, if Raulin Borges is fit, I don't know what injury he picked up. I hope it's not again anything to do with ACL or meniscus or other bands in the knee. He to me should be he to me is someone that I think should be on the plane to Qatar, because he has that experience, that knowledge, that understanding. He's played that for his clubs, for the national team. I think these are the kind of players we need in India's setup. And you saw, and this is what I've been saying in the last few weeks, that Manolo Marquez was very strategic in who he brought into the squad. FC Goa have a certain way of playing, they have a certain structure, but Manolo Marquez wants to win. If you see today, yes, Goa did have their opportunities, but this was not that Goa side where you'd say, listen, they'll go all out and they'll score 4, 5, 6 goals. It was controlled. And they are very, very talented. They know they've got the experience. They've got one player that especially Mohun Bagan will be certainly cursing themselves on not having that Carl McHugh in their squad. And all the other players. So therefore, Goa is still a little ahead of Kerala Blasters. And another thing which I felt today was Kerala Blasters at home, Kerala Blasters away. That's also something. I think that in Kochi, the fans are the 12th man. I think that's a very, very important factor for the Blasters. and therefore away they are not as good and as they are at home. I think again they've got a lot of young players in that team. They need that experience, and Shushmit, I agree. At the moment, FC Goa surely is the most balanced team in the ISL, and they're doing a lot of things right at the moment.
And of course, like they've just played 7 matches and they are on top of the table. There are, of course, other teams also who have just played 5 matches. Mohan Bagan, Mumbai City. We cannot, looking at the table, get a fair picture of how each team has performed this season so far, because as I've already mentioned, the number of matches played by each of them are very different. Hiren, if I ask you, आपका person man of the match आपके लिए आज कौन था?
पर्सनल मैन ऑफ द मैच आई वुड से, अगर आप एफसी गोवा की ओर से देखें तो नो डाउट गोल तो रोलिन बोर्जिस ने मारा है, एंड ब्रिलियंट गोल. अगर आप रोलिन बोर्जिस का मतलब इस सीजन का परफॉर्मेंस देखें, आफ्टर दिस इंजरी के साथ बाद वो वापसी कर रहे थे, जिस तरह से उन्होंने दुरान कप में भी मतलब सेट पीसेस में ही वाज रियली रियली क्या बोलते हैं थ्रेटनिंग, और वहां पे भी 1-2 गोल उन्होंने मारे थे. फिर आप देखिए इस सीजन काफी बेहतर दिखे, तो लेट होप सो उसकी उतनी ज्यादा सीरियस इंजरी ना हो. उसके अलावा आई थिंक जो मेरे को बेटर लगे वो आई थिंक संदेश चिंगान एंड ओडे ओनादिया ने बैकलाइन में आई थिंक काफी कुछ एक दो काफी क्या बोलते हैं क्रूशियल क्लियरेंस किए थे. चेगुप्ता और वाज ब्रिलियंट आई थिंक ऑन दैट लेफ्ट फ्लैंक, जिस तरह से वो 1-on-1 में प्रीतम कोटाल को बीट कर रहे थे, तो दैट लुक आल्सो वेरी गुड टू सी. शेरिटन का गेम आप देखिए मनोलो मार्केस के आने के बाद इस सीजन काफी ज्यादा एलिवेटेड होता हुआ मेरे को दिखा है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. आई थिंक ही प्लेज वेरी वेल ऑन द राइट साइड. बोरिस सिंह ठीक ठाक खेले मेरे हिसाब से, 1-2 उन्होंने शॉट भी लिए, अच्छे शॉट्स थे, बट मैन ऑफ द मैच मेरे लिए तो आई वुड गो विथ रोलिन बोर्जिस. आई थिंक भले ही फर्स्ट हाफ ही उन्होंने खेला है, बट आई थिंक ही प्लेड रियली वेल गेम.
Arnava?
Victor Rodriguez for me. Twist and turns, the class. If you see also that opportunity where Hormi Pump saves with his head, which is very, very intelligent. You're in the box, you see the goalkeeper is moving to a side, you're looking at the other side, you're trying to curl it around. And the class also with the way he sprayed the ball for FC Goa, enabling their attacks. I think that Victor Rodriguez is that kind of a player where I would say, you know, you like the flair, you know what the class is, and again, I think Rowland surely has had his influence, but I think if I look at the whole match, also look at it where Renier was playing on the wing. Renier comes back into the middle, allows Carl McHugh to go a little further up. So FC Goa has those options, but again, it's also another thing, like most other teams in the ISL, if they have 3, 4, 5 injuries, they could face problems because the bench is not that good. So that's another thing for them to. Hopefully, Rowland has not injured himself because he has been out at Mumbai City for quite a while. You know, and the thing is, yeah, it's good to see the way that FC Goa has played today and played strategically, played smart. Ode, very, very good game. They tried to keep Adrian Luna quiet. I think that's a very, very important fact. Adrian Luna is the most important player for Kerala Blasters, one of the best foreigners that the ISL has ever seen. But if you can, you know, keep him away. Diamantakos was a little desperate, I felt sometimes today. He was not as clear-cut. Pepra with that chance, Hiren has mentioned it. If he's a little cooler with his finish and can curl the ball, sort of give it a little bit different a turn. If that goes in, you never know how that match goes. So, yeah, I feel that you saw also the sort of a little inexperience of the Kerala Blasters defensive midfield compared to the FC Goa midfield. If you're playing with the Vibin, if you're playing with the Danish Farouk, it's nothing compared if you've got, you know, Carl McHugh standing on the other side or a Rowland Borges. I mean, you know, it's not just the age, but the experience that these guys have.
From the coaching perspective, what are some of the giveaways from this match? How do you think both the teams are gonna take the tournament ahead after, from the coaching perspective?
I think for FC गोवा, आई थिंक जैसे सर ने मेंशन किया कि मनोल मार्केस की जो स्टाइल है और जिस तरह से वो मतलब गेम्स को कंडक्ट करते हैं या फिर मैचेस पे मैचेस, आई थिंक वही सेम यहाँ पे रिपीटेशन दिख रहा है एफसी गोवा के साथ भी। लास्ट मैच भी उन्होंने 1-0 से ही जीता था जमशेदपुर के साथ, इस मैच भी 1-0 से जीते। स्टार्टिंग में भी एक आध मैच आई थिंक 1-0 से उन्होंने रिजल्ट ग्राइंड किया था। सो आई थिंक एक कंसिस्टेंसी हमेशा से वो देखने को मिलती है केरला ब्लास्टर के लिए। अवे का फॉर्म जैसे लास्ट सीजन भी कंसर्न था, इस सीजन भी अगर उनको यहाँ पे क्या बोलते कि दे एमिंग फॉर द सील्ड, तो आई थिंक दे शुड बी विनिंग द अवे मैचेस। आई थिंक दिस इज गोइंग टू बी रियली रियली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर इवन मुकोवानोविच कि इसको किस तरह से यहाँ पे चेंज किया जाए, क्योंकि जैसे हमने अभी सर ने भी बोला कि आप जब जेलन कोची में खेलते हो तो आपके साथ एक क्राउड का सपोर्ट रहता है, तो एक एक्स्ट्रा मोटिवेशन, आप 1-0 भी डाउन हो फिर भी हमने देखा है 2-0 भी डाउन हो फिर भी केरला ब्लास्टर ने वहां पे कमबैक किया है। लेकिन अवे मैचेस में किस तरह से आप इस तरह की सिचुएशन में कमबैक करते हो, दैट विल बी रियली द डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर कि आप क्या बोलते कि शील्ड के लिए एक कंटेंडर हो कि नहीं हो। सो वो आई थिंक इवान मुकोनोविच के लिए एक प्रॉब्लम टू सोल्व है। एंड आई थिंक देखिए केरला ब्लास्टर के एफसी गोवा की बात हम करते हैं, उनके पास भी बेंच स्ट्रेंथ है, मोहन बगान के पास भी कुछ प्लेयर है, लेकिन आई थिंक केरला ब्लास्टर के पास भी वो पोटेंशियल है कि उनके पास भी अगर आप बेंच स्ट्रेंथ वाइज देखें तो दे हैव राहुल केपी, ब्राइस मिरांडा, ऑल ऑफ दिस प्लेयर है उनके पास। तो आई थिंक लेट्स सी किस तरह से वो इस लॉस को लेते हैं एंड किस तरह से कमबैक करते हैं, दैट विल बी रियली रियली इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी। एंड at the end of this month I think will be the really really crucial thing कि भाई कौन सी टीम कहाँ पे स्टैंड कर रही है। आई थिंक उस टाइम तक सभी टीम्स के ऑलमोस्ट सेम मैचेस हो जाएंगे एंड फिर एक बेटर पिक्चर हमें मिलेगा कि हाँ भाई कौन सी टीम कंसिस्टेंट बेसिस पे आगे बढ़ रही है और किसका फॉर्म कितना है। जो कि मनोल मार्केस ने भी कल बोला था कि अभी जज करना किसी भी टीम को इट्स टू अर्ली, क्योंकि 5-6-7 मैचेस खेले हैं, तो 10-12 मैचेस हो जाए उसके बाद आपको आइडिया मिलता है कि हाँ भाई किस तरह से आपका सीजन जाने वाला और क्या क्या चेंजेस आपको और ज्यादा करने की जरूरत है। और कोचेस को भी टाइम मिलेगा, एक आपका बीच में एशियन कप का ब्रेक आ रहा है, नो डाउट सुपर कप है, लेकिन फिर भी एक आपको टाइम मिल जाएगा। तो लेट्स सी यहाँ पे इवान वोकोनोविच क्या क्या चेंजेस करते हैं।
Arnava?
I want to add one thing what Hiren just said. We're talking about Rahul KP or Bryce Miranda or potentially a Saurabh. You have Ayman playing. We're talking on the Blasters side of talented players. We're not talking about established players. FC Goa on the other side has established players in those positions. That's the small, but then again huge difference. I think that's that's what I feel is the thing, that the Blasters have strategically gone and also sold some experienced players. Look at Sachin Suresh as a number one goalkeeper now. Prabhsukhan Gill was the number one until the summer. They sold him for good money to East Bengal. That has paid off. But I think some of the other players, again, Vibin could be an India starting 11 player in the future if he continues the way he is. But he's not a Raulin Borges yet, right? He's not even in the class of an Apuya. So that is, I think, that's the challenge that the Blasters have. And yeah, Lodbeke, again, Bryce and Saurabh are a good example. That these players need experience. That's the big, big challenge. You saw also when Ishan Pandita came on today. He's hanging in the air because Ishan is not getting enough minutes. And that is the problem for a lot of these boys, because we have few players who are a cut above the rest, and then we have a large portion of boys who are on a similar level. The question is who's playing, who's not playing. And you see that consistency, and it's something I say very, very often. Consistency is a very, very big problem in Indian football with a lot of players. You have a good season or you play 3-4 good matches, then suddenly you go back into a slump, someone else comes in, you again have 3-4 good matches, you go, and this is something, these up and downs, that's a problem. And for the Blasters, home and away, I think that's their big challenge, because Kochi is something which I think very few clubs in the world have such a den, such a home as the Blasters have. But then going away, you have to perform to a similar level, and that is the challenge of this team. Vukomanovic is someone who has built something. Can you give it a finishing touch? And this is also the difference between a Vukomanovic and a Manolo Marquez. Manolo Marquez is a little older, a little bit more experienced. And you see directly at FC Goa, the reinforcements he's brought in, all of them are working. You know, even Udanta, who gets often criticized, comes in, does his job in the second half. And that's, you know, these are the small little slight differences. You saw Sergio Lobera needed some time at Udisha FC to sort out his squad. And then now his squad is, you know, giving him and the club the results. Juan Fernando, same problem. Very talented coach, very talented squad, a lot of good individuals. But, you know, is it really getting the results? So that's why that's the composition of the team. Who's your head coach? I think those are the questions is very, very difficult. And we can go on and go through the list. You know, again, another different story. Des Buckingham, what he achieved at Mumbai City. Carlos Cuadrat not getting potentially what he could get if he had the right squad, because he showed that at BFC. So therefore, again, we come back to today's match, then we realize is that experience to today beat talent.
I know you mentioned a very important point about the consistency of Indian football players. In your experience, why is it that the players are not being able to, you know, be consistent on the field?
It's not a straightforward answer. There are different reasons, and I go back to our examples in 2014 when the Indian Super League started, and we had some exceptional standout performances that season from some Indian players. But again, for one or two matches, or even if I take one of our matches, we beat Pune City 5-0 at home. We lost 3-0 the first match in Kolkata to Atletico de Kolkata, came back, won 5-0 against Pune, and that was the best match of their life of Nadong Bhutia and some of the other players. I'm just forgetting the names at the moment. But they've never been able to reproduce that performance. And it is sometimes it depends on it's the moment, it's the players around you. Do you put pressure on yourself? Is there reasons that you lose your head? We have that around the world with a lot of players. You know, we could go, let's say, to the list of the semi-finals of the Under-17 World Cup of this that happened in the last few days, and then say, okay, listen, let's speak in 5 years. And again, I was looking at the final in 2017 in Kolkata. Who were the star players? Phil Foden, yeah, right. Jadon Sancho was part of the England squad, but was pulled back by Borussia Dortmund. Gomez for the Spaniards as well. So there are a few, and that's the thing. Consistency. It doesn't mean, you know, if you're going to be good at 17, 18, 19, or are you going to be good at 25, or are you going to be good at 30 plus, like, you know, like a Raul Borges. Raul Borges will offer you something. Will be a solid defensive midfielder, and once in a while he'll score such crucial goals for you. And that is something which I feel sometimes also comes with age, or players reach a certain level and can't hold on to it. Udanta Singh, I think, is a perfect example. 3-4 years ago, you know, the fastest winger, the classiest winger that India had, and this is something at the end of the day we will have to see. You know, Sandesh Jingan, with that performance today with Uday at the back, right? I mean, they nearly scored a goal up front as well. So that's the thing. That's why Sunil Chhetri at his age stands out. Sandesh Jingan stands out because of, you know, that mentality factor that comes in. Or if we talk about our Under-17 World Cup squad, you know, if you think about who was, you know, Dheeraj Singh is not even playing. Arshdeep, very, very good performance today. Very solid. You know, that one situation with Diamantopoulos where he coolly, you know, plays a back heel and plays it around. That shows you confidence of a goalkeeper. So that list could go on and on and on and on. But again, I think consistency is a very important thing, that you perform week in, week out, and you don't hide behind the foreigners. I think that is what we then see in the national team. At club level, you might be as good as your foreigners around you, but at national level, you're playing with only Indians, and there you guys have to perform.
But I don't understand why Ivan Vukonovic, suddenly after that statement of Figo Stimic regarding Pritam Kotal, started to play him as a right back. आज totally मेरे को तो wasteful लगे प्रीतम कोटाल. और I think जब वो सेंटर बैक खेल रहे थे, जब I think foreign सेंटर बैक अवेलेबल नहीं थे, हॉर्मी पाम और प्रीतम कोटाल जब खेल रहे थे, तब he looks much better. I don't understand why he started to play him as a right back. कोई सेंस नहीं बना था। मतलब अब 2-3 ऐसे सिचुएशन हुए इजीली उसको मतलब क्या बोलते हैं कि एफसी जय गुप्ता ने बीट किया, क्वेमे पेपरे ने बीट किया। अब आप देखिए तो मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि क्यों उसको मतलब बार-बार आई थिंक ये दूसरी या तीसरी बार वो अभी राइट बैक खेल रहा है आफ्टर दैट स्टेटमेंट। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि वो उसका इम्पैक्ट है कि क्या है? मतलब क्या है फिर स्ट्रैटेजी के प्लानिंग के थ्रू ये लोग जा रहे हैं?
I feel that he's trying to play Hormipam, and I feel that Hormipam had his weaknesses today. He was exposed a number of times. So, but again, are you going to play Prabir Das in that position? So, therefore, that's the point. No? Your coach has to find the right setup. And I feel Pritham Kotal at the moment to me is stronger as a centre back than as a right back. I agree with you on that one. And that's why it's a lot of I don't know. It's he gambled in the last game, which I think backfired badly against Chennai. But again, let's see what he does, because I think
हॉर्मी के साथ मेरे को एक सिचुएशन मतलब एक जो चीज लगती है कि वो मतलब काफी ज्यादा अर्ली वो क्या बोलते हैं अपनी पोजीशन लीव कर देता है और उसके चलते काफी बार हमने देखा है कि जो केबीएफसी का डिफेंस है वो एक्सपोज हो जाता है। मतलब वो वन पास के थ्रू खुल जाता है, अपने आप को काफी ज्यादा जल्दी कमिट करता हुआ दिखता है वो। मतलब अपनी पोजीशन हमने जनरली देखा है कि यू हैव टू होल्ड द पोजीशन, लेकिन हॉर्मी थोड़ा सा क्या बोलते हैं कि जल्दी कमिट करता हुआ दिखता है। और उसमें ही लास्ट मैच में आई थिंक एक जो गोल कंसीडर किया था उसमें वही रीजन था।
But I feel also that Hormipam and Drinchich are not the best combo. I felt Drinchich would also, some of the moments was shaky. I felt that that to me, until his injury, Leskovic was the better centre back. I don't know if Leskovic still isn't fit. What's the case? Why Drinchich is being chosen over him? And I think that most probably Leskovic, Pritham Kotal most probably would be the best defensive option for Kerala Blasters at the moment.
I know Lord Big has a question for you. Shubham Sarangi and Gibson Singh.
If I'm not
गिब्सन
wrong,
सिंह तो हैदराबाद में है ना? गिब्सन सिंह तो हैदराबाद में है ना? लोन पे गया है ना शायद?
Gibson Singh has gone to Odisha, na?
Odisha. Yes, Odisha. Yes.
And
Odisha.
Subhang is also there, but again, those are the kind of players. If you see also, na, that they're playing little to nothing, and that's part of the problem, right? These players, Vijay Sagar was mentioned a little earlier, a striker who's top scorer for Trau in the I-League, and since then has with BFC and Kerala Blasters, and is seeing no minutes at all, right? Or Bidyananda, who's gone back to Trau this season into the I-League, right? A player who was with ATK, with Mumbai City, but didn't make it. These are also reality
I think
football, right?
I think आज KPL में भी उसका मैच था केरला ब्लास्टर का, तो मे बी विद्यासागर को वहां पे खिलाया हो। चेक करना पड़ेगा उनका लाइनअप, शायद आज उनका साथ ही में मैच था।
No, I think he was in the ISL squad, I think.
ISL में बेंच पे तो नहीं था विद्यासागर शायद।
Wait 1 second, I just go through the lineups once. Blasters.
Luna is not doing his work today. लूना को भी आज काफी ज्यादा अच्छी तरीके से क्या बोलते कि टैकल किया है एफसी गोवा के मिडफील्ड ने। Vidyasagar is not on the bench.
See, he was not on the bench. I think at the end of the day, Adrian Luna tried his things, but FC Goa was smart enough to keep him out. That's the interesting part. That if you are able to keep someone like Adrian Luna quiet, then it's a problem for the Blasters, because he is their most influential player. Period.
Maybe we can now move on to the two important matches tomorrow. Mumbai City are set to play against Napohar.
I wanted to talk about something quickly before we go on, because there was a top clash also in the I-League, which was Mohammedan versus Srinath Deccan. And, some people might be angry with me, but I was sort of watching those two games in parallel, and I thought that the Mohammedan Srinath one had a little bit more action and was actually the more entertaining game, because whatever there was between Goa and Kerala Blasters, somehow it looked very predictable, and it didn't seem to me that Kerala Blasters had a plan B of how to put pressure on FC Goa to try and get something out of that match. And it was like, okay, listen, if we're going to win 1-0, we're going to win 1-0. That is Manolo Marquez. And in the other game, you had the two coaches fighting with each other. You had penalties, you had cards, you had this, you had that. Mohammedan winning 2-1. So therefore, an interesting result, which puts Mohammedan Sporting clearly on top of the I-League, ahead of Srini Deccan and Gokulam Kerala and the rest. So at the moment, it looks like Mohammedan Sporting could be the third team from Kolkata in the ISL next season.
बट ये जो ऋषभ सिंह बोल रहे कि केरला ब्लास्टर फैंस ब्लेमिंग रेफरीज, तो भाई रेफरी को आई डोंट सी एनी मतलब सिचुएशन थ्रू आउट द मैच की जहां पे मतलब ऐसा कोई कंट्रोवर्शियल डिसीजन इतना ज्यादा हो कि वो रेफरी ने उसके फेवर में नहीं दिया। मतलब ब्लेम करना है तो भाई अपने आप पे करो, प्लेयरों के ऊपर में पेपरे के बोलो भाई फिनिश करना चाहिए था चांस आपको। अब चांस फिनिश नहीं करोगे और आप रेफरी के ऊपर ब्लेम डाल रहे हो, दैट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस। आपको क्लियर कट चांस मिला था, यू शुड बी फिनिशिंग दैट चांसेस। और एक आई थिंक विपिन मोहनन का भी वो बेहतरीन शॉट था।
But it was Goa had the better chances, were the better team. So yeah.
I don't think.
But I
don't. It was a penalty wala point once. Lord Beke, the one.
पेनल्टी कौन सा पेनल्टी वाला? द्रिंसिक का हैंड तो भाई वो पूरा बॉडी के साथ था।
No, Mohammedan Sporting from the game in the I-League. Yeah, there's this discussion regarding the suspension of players, and Mohammedan Sporting decided to try and circumvent that suspension. Let's see what happens with that one. But again, they look good.
बट एक चीज है ना सर कि क्या वो अपने कोच को होल्ड अप कर पाते कि नहीं मोहम्मदन?
Cheryshev is someone that they like, who's working for them. So, and he's getting them the results also. So therefore, at the moment, I think they'll be happy, and they've brought in the reinforcements. Players who've done well in the I-League with other teams as well. Nadar was one of the players that they've brought in now. So Mohammedan Sporting look very, very good at the moment. So let's see how far they can take this game. No? So they look good. They look strong. So dekhte hain kya hota hai.
Now we talk about the Mumbai game. Mumbai are currently at the bottom of the table. What are our expectations from the game? Of course, it's going to be a pride match also. They'll be playing to save some pride. नेगेटिव में भी हो सकती है एक्सपेक्टेशंस से थोड़ी।
नहीं, जीरो एक्सपेक्टेशन। लेट्स होप सो एक अच्छा मतलब गेम खेल ले, आई थिंक एक आध गोल मार ले, बस वही एक्सपेक्टेशन है। एज सच मतलब वैसे भी आपका कैंपेन खत्म हो जा रहा है, तो अब आप चाहेंगे कि भाई एक अच्छे नोट पे खत्म हो, और होम पे मैच है, दैट्स अ गुड थिंग कि चलो भाई होम पे मैच है, नो बोर आ रही है, एंड इस मैच में तो फॉरेनर्स अवेलेबल रहेंगे। सो आई थिंक लेट होप सो एक रिस्पेक्टेबल स्कोर लाइन के साथ भी अगर हारती है तो वो देखने को मिले। एंड एक अच्छी बात में मतलब पॉजिटिव ये है कि हमारे जो क्या बोलते कि इंडियन प्लेयर्स है उनको एक क्या बोलते कि एसीएल का एक लास्ट मैच खेलने को मिल जाएगा एक एक्सपोजर के तौर पे, बिकॉज नेक्स्ट ईयर से आप एसीएल खेल नहीं रहे हो। सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ लास्ट मैच फॉर इंडियन क्लब इन नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ ईयर्स। सो उस सेंस में आई थिंक एक उस तरह से हिस्टोरिकल मैच रहने वाला है। एंड प्लेयरों के लिए आकाश मिश्रा, चांगते, अपुया, बाकी जो फुरबाले चिमना, इन सब के लिए आई थिंक एक अच्छा एक्सपोजर रहेगा कि भाई नवोबर के सामने खेलने का फिर से। सो लेट होप सो एक अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस पुट अप करे, बस इतनी ही एक्सपेक्टेशन है, ज्यादा कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है।
I also have the same question as Lord Beke, and also do we have any update on what the ticket sales have been like?
I don't think so टिकट सेल तो ज्यादा होगा, पुणे में है ना ये मैच?
Yeah. I think it's about AFC match timings, why this match is so late. There's certain windows where they try to have matches so that those broadcasters from around the world who show matches can show the games. Again, tomorrow, one of the Saudi teams' matches, I don't know which one, I forgot. That match will be broadcast here on German television, live, 7 p.m. in the evening, kickoff, German time. And that was last week. Also, the Al Nassr game was live here against one of the Iranian clubs. So therefore, the AFC is really promoting the product well, and especially with the Saudis having now the star players in their squads, even a German broadcaster, an English broadcaster, and an American broadcaster suddenly showing AFC Champions League matches, which until last season they had in their portfolio, but nobody was actually showing.
ये एक अच्छा है कि लॉर्ड बेके ने जो लिखा है, उज्बेकिस्तान प्लेयर से एक्सपीरियंस ले लो एशियन कप में। बिल्कुल भाई, एशियन कप आ रहा है जस्ट 1 मंथ अवे, एंड आपको इसमें से कुछ प्लेयर वहां पे भी खेलते हुए दिख जाएंगे। सो इट्स अ गुड थिंग कि आप उससे पहले उनके साथ 2 बार खेल चुके हो। पेप्सी कंपेयर्ड विद लास्ट सीजन ऑफ ISL, ये अगर आप ACL का परफॉर्मेंस इंक्लूड करेंगे तो इट्स आप बोल सकते हो। अदरवाइज ISL में तो आई डोंट सी एज मच प्रॉब्लम, मतलब इतना बुरा नहीं किया है मुंबई सिटी ने, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। अगर आप उनका ISL का 3 मैच, आई थिंक 3 विंस एंड 2 ड्रॉज है। सो लेट्स सी, वी लॉस्ट ACL स्पॉट हार्ट ब्रोकन। Mosad ji ke bol, okay, tomorrow is the last group stage match, so all group matches have same time. Al Hilal match is also at 9:30 to avoid cheating. हाँ ये भी है क्योंकि कल लास्ट चीटिंग तो नहीं है, ये तो हाँ।
Again, everything is fixed. Al Hilal has won the group now. Pahor is trying to fight for a second spot, so therefore that cheating opportunity is not there. And again, the reality is that, let's be honest, what Mumbai City played this season against the 3 teams, we don't deserve an ACL spot. We have to be that honest, about the level of our men's club football. We don't deserve to be at this level at the moment, because the teams are just better. And as long as we're in the West Asian bracket, we have no chance against such teams. And again, it shows last season we were very lucky with the draw as well.
And tomorrow in the ISL, we have Northeast United and East Bengal FC. I hope Shine joins us tomorrow post the match. But we, of course, have been critical of East Bengal's performance this season. But what are you guys hoping for from tomorrow's match?
सर बताइए आप पहले।
It's an interesting one because it's for this part of the season, it's a make and break for both teams, especially for East Bengal. I think if East Bengal has any hopes of staying somewhere close to the top 6, they have to win this game. Northeast can take a point from away from home, but I feel that if we're honest, Northeast has done very, very well for themselves after the rebuild in the summer. And East Bengal, I said that on Shine's channel quite a lot in pre-season, that I don't feel that this East Bengal side is really ready to push for a top 6. I think if they can stay out of the bottom 2, bottom 3, I think that would be a success for East Bengal. And that's a sad reality of where a club of the stature of East Bengal is at the moment. But that's a reality check that I have to honestly say, when you're analyzing this and like we are, it's not about what we want or what we don't want. It's about what is pragmatic and real. And therefore, East Bengal has to see that they somehow win some of their home matches to stay closer to the top 6. And then maybe cause an upset here or there. That's the only thing. Otherwise, pressure is already building on Carlos Quadra. And like their rivals, on the other side is Mohun Bagan, already also gunning for the head of their coach, even though they're, 5 matches, 5 wins. Again, different situations. So for East Bengal, it's about trying to get the 3 points tomorrow. They've had now some time to try and work on things. Northeast United will try and continue their very, very strong run so far.
I also, we've discussed this in the past, but I think it's been a while that we've discussed this. Des Buckingham obviously left us for left the ISL for different reasons.
You didn't ask Hiren on his opinion. You forgot.
Oh, sorry.
Akshata.
Sorry, Hiren.
So-
No problem. मतलब
Please, Hiren.
नॉर्थ ईस्ट वर्सेस ईस्ट
हाँ,
बंगाल आई
मैडम
थिंक
का प्रॉब्लम बोलो अरे
नहीं, मैं
furious.
बिल्कुल भूल ही गई
We want to see Furious Harry about Madam. आपको भूल जाता है क्या? Why? How is this acceptable?
No, I was actually, while you were talking about this, मैं थोड़ा ऐसे क्यूरियस हो गई. मैं क्यूरियस हो गई ये जानने के लिए. तो मैंने सोचा कि I'll ask my questions first.
नहीं आई थिंक नॉर्थ ईस्ट वर्सेस मतलब सर ने जैसे बोला कार्लोस कुदरात के ऊपर प्रेशर बनता जा रहा है और इससे पहले जब सैन भाई से भी हमने बात की तो वो बोल रहे थे कि भाई तो मतलब ईस्ट बंगाल का जो टारगेट है वो ये लेकर चल रहे कि भाई 5 मैच में इतने पॉइंट लेकिन वो भी वो फुलफिल नहीं कर पाया है सो दैट मींस मतलब वो खुद के जो टारगेट है उसके पीछे चल रहे हैं एंड प्रेशर काफी ज्यादा बिल्डअप होता जा रहा है उनके ऊपर दूसरी साइड नॉर्थ ईस्ट अगर आप देखिए पेड्रो बिनानी आई थिंक डूइंग रियली वेल मेरे हिसाब से जिस तरह से उन्होंने टीम को टेक ओवर किया जिस तरह से वो फुटबॉल भी खिला रहे हैं इंटरेस्टिंग है एंड मेरे हिसाब से भी अगर फेवरेट्स के हिसाब से देखें तो आई वुड गो विथ नॉर्थ ईस्ट की जिसका चांसेस मेरे को लगता है कि इस मैच में ज्यादा है एंड आई थिंक फ्रंट लाइन में आई थिंक जो एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी की बात है क्या बोलते हैं ईस्ट बंगाल में वो कहीं ना कहीं कम दिख रही है आई थिंक नोरम मैच के अलावा मेरे को नहीं दिख रहा स्पार्क किसी प्लेयर में चाहे वो नंदा भी हो चाहे क्लिंटन सिल्वा हो या फिर आपका और कोई प्लेयर हो एंड बोरहा अरेरा भी आई थिंक इंजर्ड है मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आई थिंक इस मैच को भी वो मिस करेंगे दैट आल्सो बिग लॉस क्योंकि आपका पास वो क्रिएटर नहीं है जो बाकी अब आप देखिए कि टीमों के पास वो एक फॉरेनर के रूप में वो क्रिएटर है एंड बोरहा अरेरा को अपने प्रीवियस कुछ मैचों में खिलाया भी नहीं है सो चैलेंजेस काफी ज्यादा है कार्लोस कुदरात के लिए एंड ही नीड्स टू सॉर्ट आउट हिज थिंग्स अदरवाइज हमको पता ही है कि कोलकाता फुटबॉल में बैकपैक्स होते ही है तैयारी होते हैं तो लेट्स सी किस तरह से सिचुएशन क्रिएट होती है एंड आई थिंक दिस मंथ विल डिसाइड सम ऑफ द कोचेस फ्यूचर टू बी ऑनेस्ट आई थिंक दिस विल बी रियली क्रूशियल मंथ इन द ISL where some of the coaches might leave so let's see.
So my question was on the coach sacking only. That Desper Kingdom obviously left for different reasons altogether. But आप दोनों के हिसाब से if you were to predict कि कौन सा कोच पहले निकाला जाएगा अपनी जॉब से, who would you pick? Hiren.
I would go with 1 second.
While Hiren is thinking, please people who are watching us, you can also let us know your.
हाँ गाइज आप भी बता सकते कि बिफोर द एशियन कप मतलब जब एशियन कप का ब्रेक आएगा तब कौन सा कोच सेक होगा हु विल बी द कोच जो पूरे ISL में ऐसा नहीं है कि ये 2 क्लब की बात कर रहे हैं पूरे ISL में से कौन सा कोच ऐसा होगा जो सेक हो जाएगा आई विल गो अगर कैंडिडेट्स की बात करें तो एक तो साइमन ग्रेसन है उसमें कार्लोस कुदरात है जॉन फर्नांडो के ऊपर भी प्रेशर बना हुआ है सो ये 3 तो है ही दावेदार काफी तगड़े दावेदार है हैदराबाद FC आई डोंट सी कि ऐसी सिचुएशन में है कि कोई कोच अगर वो सेक भी कर दे तो कोई उस तरह का कोच लेके भी आए आई थिंक जिस तरह की वो टर्मोइल से गुजर रहे हैं जमशेदपुर FC आई थिंक स्कॉट कूपर को करना नहीं चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से लेकिन जिस तरह के अगर वो रिजल्ट नहीं करते तो हमने देखा है कि ISL में कि क्लब्स तुरंत रिएक्ट कर देते हैं और कोचेस को सेक करते हैं तो आई थिंक डिफिकल्ट है मेरे हिसाब से मतलब कार्लोस कुदरात को मैं इसलिए नहीं बोल पा रहा हूँ इस बार क्योंकि क्या बोलते कि एक वो काफी बड़ा चढ़ा के वो लाए है सो मैं नहीं देख रहा हूँ कि इतना जल्दी उसको सेक कर देंगे जॉन फेरांडो मे बी बट जॉन फेरांडो भी अब AFC कप आपका खत्म हो चुका है आई थिंक ISL में अगर ये मंथ में अच्छा करते हैं देन आई थिंक इस सीजन तक तो रुक ही जाएंगे साइमन ग्रेसन मेरे को टू बी ऑनेस्ट लग रहा है कि अगर वो इस मंथ रिजल्ट नहीं कर पाए देन आई थिंक Bengaluru FC will go for another coach.
Yeah. And clearly BFC fans are not at all happy.
I think happy होंगे उससे भाई. Why not? They are also pissed off with his playing style and all of that thing. And also is not producing result.
Yeah, of course. Arnav, who do you think is going to be sacked first?
Again, Hiren has mentioned the I would say three candidates who look to be the front runners to get sacked, which is depending on some of the results. Simon Grayson surely is in that list. Juan Fernando is to die another day, so to say, to use a James Bond quote. And Carlos Kudrat is coming under more and more pressure. I think Carlos Kudrat was lucky to win the Kolkata derby in the Duran Cup, which gave him a lifeline. Otherwise, this discussion would have started 2 rounds ago. So these are the top one. Scott Cooper, I don't see, to be honest, even depending on the result. Yeah, Lord Baker, that's a nice one, but that's not happening. Who knows? If the other three survive the next 2 months, then it might happen, but I don't see that happening.
हाँ
But jokes apart, those seem to be like the top candidates, and then who knows? There might be a surprise reason why someone is fired. Connor might be in danger at Hyderabad, I feel, with the results, but it might be rather it's cheaper to fire him than to keep him as a coach, maybe. But otherwise, yeah, it's amongst those, and depending on the results of
sir, what about the Varghese?
No, that's fine. I think Roundglass know what they've gotten themselves into. They have the cheapest squad in the ISL. They know that they are not pushing for anything this season. You can't get relegated. So if the relegation part was on, then yes, certainly, Cyclops might have been in danger. But with no relegation, I don't see Roundglass wanting to change the head coach. So therefore, I would think that they'll keep him for a while.
So what's your pick? Final pick? कि कौन सा आपको लग रहा है कि हो ही जाएगा?
I still think Simon Grayson. I feel that's just waiting to happen. I think again, it's BFC got off that hook in the last game against Punjab FC. If they'd lost it, it would have been done by now. So, and that's the thing. The team is not playing the football that I think they need to play. Or he wants them to play. So that's, again, there are two sides to the story, and that's the big problem at the moment with BFC, that BFC has a certain way of doing it. And this is an interesting thing I said a little earlier about Manolo and Goa, that Goa is not playing Goa football, but Goa is getting the results. So as long as you're getting the results, everything is fine. If you're not getting the results, then it becomes a problem. And then the question about style. And then you ask the questions about style.
हाँ, वही लास्ट सीजन साइमन ग्रेसन को उसी चीज ने बचा लिया ना कि सेकंड हाफ ऑफ द सीजन में आपने रिजल्ट निकालना चालू कर दिया. फुटबॉल तो आप लास्ट सीजन भी आपने वैसे ही खेली थी जो इस सीजन आपने खेल रहे हो, लेकिन आपके रिजल्ट निकल रहे थे.
Football is a result oriented sport, you know, and that's the point. And sometimes some clubs do look at it differently, but let's see what happens. I think BFC needs to take that call of what is the best thing for them to do.
What about the Mumbai City FC's coach? मतलब डन हो चुके हैं. आई थिंक कल के बाद एवरीथिंग अनाउंसमेंट होता हुआ दिखेगा, क्योंकि कल आई थिंक एसीएल का कैंपेन भी आपका खत्म हो रहा है. फिर आप एक न्यू मतलब सिर्फ आईएसएल ही फोकस रहेगा, आईएसएल एंड सुपर कप. सो any info on the new coach?
New coach, I think they have someone sort of ready. I don't know when. Maybe they will announce it the day after tomorrow, once the ACL is done. But again, they're waiting to do that. And again, Anthony Fernandez is gonna do what Simon's saying. What Des has done before him at Mumbai City. So therefore,
by the way. By the way, Des Buckingham last night got his first win as a coach of Oxford United.
Yeah, so that's also happening in that part of the world, in the UK. So Des is continuing with what he's done before, and that's something I think is very impressive that he is
against the Grimsby. जो ओटिस खान है ना, पाकिस्तान का जो विंगर, उसके टीम के सामने.
Yeah. So from that perspective, very important for Des, and again for him to come in and win, and that's very important.
So before we end the podcast, scoreline predictions for tomorrow's both the matches that will be played tomorrow.
Northeast will win by 1-0. Mumbai City will lose by 2-1.
2-1. आप प्रेडिक्ट करो एक गोल जाएगा. गुड.
उतना तो फिर वो फैन का वो आ जाता है ना, टेक ओवर कर लेता है, तो इसलिए वो 1 गोल निकल ले जाता है. नहीं तो अदरवाइज 2-0 में बोलना.
Who will score that 1 goal first?
Anyone can score. पता नहीं, वो ऐसे ही वो मतलब बिल्डअप से नहीं आएगा, वो ऐसे ही आएगा लक के थ्रू, तो कोई भी मार देगा भाई.
अर्णव,
As long as Mumbai City score, I think that's the most important one. If Mumbai City get a goal, I'll be happy. Yeah. So therefore, I would hope that Mumbai City just get one goal on that board. I think that's the most important thing. Now, Lahore is a strong team. Again, you will not risk anything for this game because you know that you've got a lot of ISL games coming up in the next few weeks. So therefore, yeah, if they can get a goal, I'm fine. If losing 1-2, 1-3 doesn't matter. As long as you score one goal, I think they deserve that in the campaign, especially after we saw the first two matches. But the teams are too strong in this group.
And between Northeast and East Bengal?
1-1.
So 1-0 was Hiren's prediction, right? Northeast.
Yes, yes.
Let's see whose prediction turns out to be true tomorrow. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow again with another live session. Rahul Naresh will be back tomorrow. Hopefully China will also be there. So let's meet tomorrow and discuss all the important updates from Indian football. And meanwhile, keep supporting Indian football and follow all the channels here. And please keep showing us some love. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.